Let me get a sip of that real quick. Just bring it over. No, not that. Yeah, Liz knows what I'm talking about, yeah.
What is that?
Buzzball. This is not a paid sponsorship.
Oh my God!
Welcome back to the Real Business Roundtable. I'm not even sure what episode this is, but today we're going to talk about something that I wish I knew when I first started this about, however long ago it was. When I first started, I had very minimal resources, and I kind of had to do everything through trial and error, and I think that may have been for you too when you first started.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about how to find resources that will help you in different situations. And, I think that, a lot of people in my situation, many years ago will find a lot of value in this because I wish this video was out for me when I first started.
Yeah.
So, what kind of resources can we get into when it comes to building a business and what kind of businesses and stuff like that?
Well, the first thing you want to look at is are you providing a product or a service?
Yeah.
And if you're providing, let's say, a service, and the service requires a certain level of talent, a certain level of experience, whether you're doing it yourself or you're hiring people to do it, to find the resources, to first find the people, feel the people out, look at their resume, check with connections that you might have in the business community and ask, hey, do you know someone that knows how to do this? Or, hey, could you refer me to someone? Because if you're just starting out a business, you have no reputation, you have no name. You need to build yourself.
Yeah.
Or if you have a product, for example, you need to find a reliable manufacturer. Find someone who will allow you to do small batches so you can test out, how people will react to it.
Yeah.
Versus going into complete debt and getting a gazillion widgets and they don't sell.
Yeah.
So those are the two main things when you're looking at the initial resources to build a business is if it's a service, the talent, the bodies, the people, or the software that's going to do it, the service, and then you have the product. Who's going to manufacture it? What type of materials are you going to use? And when it comes to, for example, resources for advice, you may want to network. You may want to talk to other people who manufacture a product.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a proven supply chain? Do you have a network of manufacturers that I can get samples from? A lot of people will reach out in the dock and they'll get screwed over by, let's say, a factory in another country. They get screwed over. They go to another one. They get screwed over. So that proven supply chain is so valuable.
Yeah.
And you want to network. There are businesses built on that where they reduce your risk to manufacture a product, but they're going to want to get paid.
Yeah. So
because they have that proven supply chain.
Yeah, so it's all about your relationships that you have. The resources equate to the amount of relationships you have. And to get into this, what I should have known before is when you're starting up a business and you need resources, go to local places, go to somewhere local because they're more likely going to allow you to test out something like you were saying with, creating a product, manufacturing a product. Go to a local manufacturer, go in, talk to someone higher up and say, listen, I'm starting up this company. I would love to work with you. And, I'd love for you to be part of the inception and the growth of this company. Can you give me a good deal? And can I test out this product so that I can be part of the learning process? And can you help me out as well?
Yeah. I'm just going to jump in. If you incentivize that manufacturer or that manufacturer's, I don't want to say rep, maybe, but if you work a deal with someone who's established, then that really sets you up for a better opportunity because you can say, hey, I want to manufacture this product. I'm willing to, join forces with you, partner up with you so we can get this done the right way. And they probably have a proven process, supply chain, and they can get it done quickly and correctly for you.
Yeah, of course. And, the other thing is, so the first thing is relationships, throughout the process. Instead of going in specifically, if you go somewhere local, instead of going in specifically for the service that they provide, go in, with the intentions of creating a relationship with that person, because that relationship is going to blossom and it could grow and it could really benefit you down the line. The other thing is be open, get yourself out there, be part of your brand. When you drive your brand, you're the face of the brand, you're going out, you're meeting business owners, you're meeting customers, you're going to find that these resources are going to come faster than you expect them to come. Like we were saying, the manufacturing, investing, whatever it may be, something that you need within your business. If you're getting out there and you're being the face of your brand and you're repping it and you have passion in it, these resources are going to come, like I said. So what are some other resources that we can kind of get into?
If we were, let's talk about, I want to talk about kind of my journey, what I did when I started from scratch, like nothing, no real portfolio, anything. So what I did was I had a business partner that knew how to build websites. There was only a couple that he did as a hobby. There was nothing big. I wanted to be taken seriously. So what did I do? I networked with a bunch of web developers and I said, hey, how are your sales? And they're like, oh, hills and valleys, they come and they go. I said, hey, what if we use your portfolio as samples and in exchange, I will feed you the work. That worked out amazing. I had web developers left and right throwing me their portfolios, and now I had a portfolio.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Just you got to work out a deal, you got to work out a wholesale deal, and they got to understand that they can't charge you retail. That's another thing. You got to find someone who's open-minded to working out a true partnership.
Yeah.
Where you are selling retail, they're providing to you wholesale.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. One hand washes the other.
So this kind of leads me into giving away pieces of the business. Let's say you're trying to grow and someone has the resources that you need in order to grow.
Yeah.
Starting off, you don't have the money to spend to get access to this person's resources or this company's resources. Are you against giving away a small piece of equity in the company?
You got to be careful with that, because if you give somebody too much, and then you kind of just lose, and then you grow naturally and organically, and now you're like, oh no, like I still owe this guy X. Yeah. But if they're putting up cash to help you out, you got to give them some type of percentage, or work out some type of, like we call it mailbox money. Like they'll get cash in the mailbox every single month for the life of the business.
Yeah.
Where their investment they'll see an ROI.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing is too, don't be afraid to. One thing that I learned when I first started was I was always afraid to ask questions, to shoot my shot at a potential opportunity or maybe it was a resource. I was always afraid to say the things that you're afraid to say. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, so in this situation, I was saying, hey, could you introduce me? Or I wanted to say, could you introduce me to this person? I know you're friends with this person. Could we set up some time to get coffee? Could you introduce us? Could you do this? Asking someone to, go out of their way to do something for you. And, I was afraid to ask those type of questions at the beginning, but now, asking those questions actually builds a lot of trust. It really excels the relationship. If they do that for you, then that's a massive step in the relationship, and normally it goes in a very beneficial way. So never be afraid. This kind of ties into the relationships and putting yourself out there is at the inception of your business, at the beginning. Don't be afraid to ask those questions. If people are going to judge you, people judge you, move on. You'll find someone else. Mm-hmm. But if they don't, and they end up helping you out, or they do something for you, they go out of their way, it's going to be extremely beneficial for you. Never be afraid to ask a question or to ask for. Let's say you have a business, right? And you need investment money to build this business, or to get into this business that you want to. Go around to people, ask about say, hey, would you like to invest in my business? Because in some situations, I know you've had this situation where you said, no, listen, I can't, but other people say yes, and that business had blown up, and you're wishing, I wish I had gotten into that business.
But they totally lose control. Totally lose control.
Well, I'm thinking about...
Yeah, I had an opportunity to invest in
But he went to you and he asked you to invest. And I'm not saying that you were wrong for the situation, because you never knew. Mm-hmm. But he got people, but in that situation, he got people to invest. And that was because he went out there and he asked people in the community to invest. And the people who did are very happy with their investment. You know, you said no to him, but you guys still have a great relationship.
I didn't say no. I was like,
well, I don't really know the whole
situation. Let me think about it a little bit.
Yeah, but
I didn't say no. Yeah,
but you get what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't be afraid to get out there and ask questions and to really connect with other business owners in the local community, because you never know what's going to come out of it. Yes, you might get a no. People might not believe in you, but the people who believe in you will grow with you, and you'll gain a lot of resources out of that.
Mm-hmm. Especially if those resources are in line with helping you grow.
100%.
Whether those are marketing dollars, whether it's money for staff, money for product improvement, logistics, whatever it might be. If whoever you're networking with and you're trying to connect with their resources, if they're set up for growth, then you're in a great spot.
100%. So are there any other external resources that we can talk about and how to gain those resources? So I'm trying to think, like, what are other external, because I'm thinking we move into internal resources, like things online that you could use, but I want to talk more about like external things. Like, what are some resources you wish you had?
We can talk about leveraged resources where you have staff or people involved with your business, and maybe they have connections. Maybe they have solutions to problems.
So leveraging relationships.
Absolutely. Or internal staff.
Or internal. Yeah.
You might bring someone on. They're like, oh, I know that person. They can get that done.
Yeah.
No problem. Oh, let me make a quick phone call.
Yeah.
Now you're leveraging all their connections, and it can spread based on how big your staff is.
That kind of reminds me of LinkedIn. When I first started, I was thinking I had the wrong intentions with this, and I'll explain why. So I went on LinkedIn and I created a LinkedIn account, and I was like, okay, cool. Now I can connect with people on here and create relationships and sell to the people on LinkedIn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, after learning what I learned, whenever someone comes up to me and says, I can get you clients off of LinkedIn, I always say no. I don't know why, but I never sell off LinkedIn anymore. If you are in the business of sales and you think it would be a good idea to sell on LinkedIn, I'm going to stop you right there. It's not a good idea. LinkedIn is amazing for creating relationships, though.
Genuine, real.
You can create really great relationships on there. And all you got to do is start off by just connecting with a bunch of, could be random people. It's not necessarily random, but find an industry that, correlates to what you're trying to do, and just connect with a bunch of people. And then when you connect with those people, go into their connections and connect with a bunch of people. And then once you've found that, you'll find that there's communities within LinkedIn, and, comment on those people's posts and like their posts and just, be active, because you can create a lot of really great relationships off of LinkedIn. I've built an amazing relationship in a community within LinkedIn where if I need something, I'll reach out to someone and say, hey, it's been a while since we talked. I would love to, I'm looking to get this done. Or maybe you just post something on LinkedIn, whatever it is. Don't go on LinkedIn to sell. You're not going to sell on LinkedIn. It's not going to happen. I've tried it. It's not going to happen. But you can create amazing relationships through LinkedIn that you can leverage for resources.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The thing with LinkedIn is everybody tunes out those solicitations. Yeah. It's like boom, 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 boom. And now trying to do biz dev on LinkedIn is just it's
impossible.
Unless you're being genuine, there's no automation. You connect with somebody, you like some of their posts, you comment, you say something genuine and relevant to their post, and you actually give a shit and you mean what you're saying, then that can open up the door for opportunities. But what happens is, we live in this world of automation, and bang, bang, bang. It reduces the specialness of trying to connect with someone on a digital platform.
Yeah.
Where people will tune you out. Yeah. I hired a biz dev company that did LinkedIn.
I know. I was curious to know how that went.
I went on there. I'm going to keep it real. I did. I was intrigued about it, but I was so busy on the road. I'm like, I don't have time to do all this. So these guys out in California hit me up, and they're like, hey, we got this process. We got this technology. It will help you increase the amount of people you're connected with on LinkedIn and hopefully ultimately generate business.
Yeah.
In their defense, I got one account out of it, and oh my God, I got one account and one really, really, really big potential that I'm still in talks with. But still, when you look at those messages and you're like,
it's like almost embarrassed.
Yeah,
No, I know exactly what you mean.
I was like, hey, you want to have a conversation about AI? What are you doing?
The thing, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what are you saying?
You know what's funny is like, I'll sometimes, so I don't go on LinkedIn to sell, right? I don't use it to sell, but sometimes I'll go on there and test the waters, see what works. Maybe there's something that I can do differently that may work on LinkedIn. And recently I went out and I sent out, and I wasn't doing this with the intention to sell, but I took the deck, I took like an informational piece of a PDF or whatever it is, something informational, and I sent it to a couple different people who I've had conversations with, or people that are part of a community that, that talk with each other often, and I'll say, hey, check this out, let me know what you think. And I'll leave it at that. And I get a lot of answers. A lot of them are no, which is fine. I wasn't going in with the intention to sell, but I was going in genuinely to see what they thought about this deck that we created. And sometimes if you go in that, if you go in that route, it may work. But if it's completely automated, it's never going to work on LinkedIn. I get a ton of in-mail, LinkedIn, whatever sales things, and I just delete it. Sometimes I'll check it out to see what it is, but it's like it seems way too ingenuine. It seems like a robot is sending this to 1,000 people. Yeah. And you're going to get that no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing on LinkedIn, unless it's genuine.
It's like a running joke. Like people look at that almost like, you're that thirsty that you're going to bug me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Versus if you do want to genuinely connect with someone on LinkedIn and earn their business, be exactly that. Be genuine. Yeah. Don't be this like regurgitating, spitting out robot, just the same, just talk about one of their posts. Then they'll know it's not automated.
So we're kind of going a little further away from resources, but I want to mention this. I want to mention this before we leave because I think this is very valuable. So one thing that I did that led to a lot of engagement on LinkedIn was we were consulting for a website software that would help your website in a certain way very significantly. And what I did was I went on LinkedIn and I said, hey, use this tool to test out what your website ranks at in this, qualification, whatever it may be.
You talking about site speed?
Yeah. And I sent a link, and then a lot of people went on there and tested out their website. And I said, come back to me and let me know what you scored. And a lot of people did. And it was very interesting. And again, like I didn't really go into, I didn't put that out there to sell on LinkedIn, but I put it out there to just test the waters with the intentions of finding out, what may work. What do people engage with? I tested it out. I was being, a little bit ballsy and just saying like, hey, your website probably sucks, right? I want to veer away from this, but this could be another episode where we talk about using platforms to sell.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I love that. But so that's a good one. So let's go back to resources. So, what we were originally talking about was, using LinkedIn to get resources, and that's great. Everything that we just talked about is great. Don't go on LinkedIn to sell. Go on LinkedIn to create relationships, because it's amazing for that aspect. Creating relationships you can leverage for resources.
I think that's the foundation of any great business or startup is the relationships.
Yes.
You don't have them, make them.
Yeah.
Work hard to shake some hands, meet some people, talk to them, but be genuine. Don't be fake. Yeah.
And so, all right, so let's talk about a little bit of internal stuff, resources you can use online in order to do in order to grow your business from the beginning. So what are some aspects of growing a business that you could use things online?
Softwares.
Yeah.
Software, choosing the right software can really help your business grow, get things done quicker. It can add to efficiency. You're going to get hit up as a small business owner. Once you register that name and you have some kind of presence, you're going to get hit up by so many.
You know who everyone's gotten hit up by?
Who?
Which I do probably every quarter.
Who?
They send me a pen. And the people who make the pens with your business name on it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I get hit up by them all the time. It's so funny.
Yeah, you'll get hit up by branded people who brand items and products. So branded promotional items. But, when it comes to resources and what it can provide you and your business, I really think that you're going to have a lot of options when it comes to technology softwares.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like, project management. There's like a boatload of project management softwares out there, CRMs,
Yeah.
different task managers.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's different database managers and contact info scrapers.
Yep.
Then you sign up for one of them, and then you're like, I can't get anybody's info other than salespeople.
Yeah. No,
and another thing when it comes to resources, if you're going to work with a software company, always before you sign that agreement, make sure you get support.
Okay.
Make sure they will hold your hand and walk you through the use of it.
Yeah.
There's countless times I've signed up for a software and they're like, all right.
Yeah.
What? Wait, who? Like, how do I do this? Like,
see that? Yeah. That.
The bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, there's one of the biggest CRM companies in the world sold me a package, and I canceled simply because there was no customer support. They said, no, you're not big enough to get customer support. I was like, all right, see you later.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes in these situations, that's a great point, and it's amazing to get customer service and, a representative that can help you out through your process so that you're making sure you're using it properly. But sometimes that comes with a price tag, unfortunately.
But then you upsell them. You say, if you want 24/7 customer support, it's going to cost you $100 extra a month. Okay.
Yeah.
If Facebook or Instagram offered that, I'd pay it.
Yeah.
24/7 customer support.
Oh my God, that would be an amazing. Yeah. Imagine you actually came up to me with this idea the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine spending like $1 to $2 a month.
Even $5 a month.
Nothing. The amount of a Starbucks coffee, but you would get customer service from Instagram, Facebook. So whenever your account gets hacked, someone from our team has lost their Instagram account recently. Actually, multiple people have lost their Instagram accounts. Imagine you spend $1 to $5 a month. I would do it. You get customer support from, Instagram, Facebook, all these different platforms. That would be phenomenal.
It would be amazing if the amount of revenue they would generate. Forget about ads. It created this bubble where you're only bound to looking at terms and conditions, and you're like, what? Wait, what did I violate or whatever? And then, or like you got to thumb through stuff, and if you could just call a phone number, people would pay for the convenience.
I just had an amazing idea.
Hold it in, because I thought of it too.
Dude.
We thought of the same thing.
Oh shit.
We thought of the same thing. Ideas.
Okay, so this is what we're talking about. So yeah, having that customer support is amazing, and you want to make sure that you get that, but sometimes that comes with a price tag. Another point is make sure when you take some time to do your research, go on forums, read about people's legit experiences with different CRMs, with different contact informations, because I can tell you from experience, thousands of dollars can get thrown out the window because you were trying out a different CRM, or you were trying out a contact solution, or you were trying out, a graphic design software. Some that I will say, I've actually given a couple away before. One of them, seeing when people open emails and stuff like that. But Lusha, it's a great company.
I'm not going to name the one that I
No. I know who you're talking about, and we shouldn't.
Hate.
No. So Lusha's great. You can get it for free.
Nice sales guy though, but the software.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. So Lusha's great. You can you can have free access to them. You're getting a limited amount of. So Lusha's for contact information. They're great. They normally have amazing contact information. There's limitations, but you get what you spend for. What? You get what you pay for. You get what you You get what you pay for.
And when you're a salesperson, when you want to create a CRM, create one that's account focused.
Yes, so that's the next thing I was going to do. So
not contact focused.
So okay, this was another thing. So when you are going to get a software, some of these software companies will have you sign up to do, let's say, a CRM. They'll have you sign up as the CRM, but then the kicker is that when you're on that CRM, they'll sell you contacts, they'll sell you ads, they'll sell you, management. They'll sell you everything else, and then the $30 a month that you thought you were going to spend turns into $1,000 a month. And again, this is from experience. Use different platforms for different things, but make sure you're keeping track of them. Obviously, organization is key, and I've mentioned this in the last episode. Organization is key in building a business. You want to make sure you're organized. A CRM is fantastic. Monday.com, you've probably seen ads for them. I use them personally. It's amazing because it's customizable, and I'm honestly, I'm not going to get into like sponsored, like ad read or whatever, but Monday's great. Do some research, find out which one works for you, because different ones work for different people in different, businesses and whatever.
I'm really hard to please when it comes to software.
Yeah.
Really hard to please. Like, I'll go through the user experience and I'm like, what are you doing? You need to improve that. And then they'll do an update and then I'll see that's fixed. I'm like, okay, that's good. That's not
like, then something else comes up and
excuse me. Recently, our SEO tracking software on mobile, like out of the blue, it wouldn't let me look at analytics and then go to search engine optimization rankings. The screen got bigger out of the blue. Some kind of glitch, they fixed it. But I was like, I closed it out, went back in, and I could see analytics, looking at the trends, whatever. I click on SEO, boom, it just, nothing. You could see the bottom of the screen, the top. It was white. It was weird.
That's really weird.
Yeah, they fixed it though.
Well, that's good.
But,
no, yeah, that's good.
But it really sucked because I was in meetings trying to show potential clients. Like, hey, look what we did for XYZ company.
Yeah, and
I'm like, and like immediately they think it's my software.
And you'll understand their dependability by doing a lot of research beforehand.
And I'm like, nope, this is a third party.
Yeah.
It's not we didn't make that.
Yeah, no, it's tough having to, putting yourself in that situation from, something that you depend on. And what you can do to make sure that doesn't happen. You don't go on the reviews of the CRM or the reviews of the contact info. Don't go on the reviews of that. Go onto forums, do some research, and find out real people's experience, because sometimes people don't want to leave reviews, and reviews are pushed to be good. So you're going to see good reviews. To see bad reviews and people's experiences and something maybe you want, go onto forums. Like I said, do your research before signing up with anything, because you don't want to waste your money on these softwares. Another thing is graphic design. Even with a website builder, there's some great website builders out there for starting, a company. For example, you've seen these websites, Wix, Webflow, Squarespace. All these different businesses are great. They're great to start off. They're not good to grow with, and I want to make sure that is understood. They're great as a splash page, something that you can just start off with. But
yeah, it's better than having nothing.
But yeah, it's better. Exactly.
It's good as a temporary launch tactic to get you going. But there is next level web development.
100%, and yeah, 100%. They're good to start off with, and they're great because
they look nice.
They look nice because they're really great to their user experience. Their user design is amazing because it's drag and drop, right? It's very simple. It's simple to get a just something out there at the start. And then also Canva. Canva's an amazing tool. I use it literally every single day. Mm-hmm. They're also phenomenal when it comes to graphic design, wanting to get social media up there. Like we talked about before, when you're starting up a company, the best thing to do online is to have, a multifaceted, strategy, having different platforms, and you can post the same thing on every single platform. And to make this graphic, reference another company who's, doing an Instagram or a Facebook or a YouTube or a Pinterest or whatever it may be, Twitter, and then not copy them, but use a similar graphic design strategy as they're using, and then just put your own twist on it. And you could use Canva to do that. Canva's an amazing drag and drop tool that I like I said, I use every day. So we already discussed, external resources, leveraging relationships, and we talked about internal resources like softwares and stuff that you can use online to, build up your business and get a head start. So, now that we've given off the information, everyone who's watching this who wants to start a business, I urge you to go and start that business. And now you have a little bit of a kickstart. Now you're going to be more successful than the person next to you.
But one of the biggest resources that I feel that people don't realize, aside from online courses, is one of the biggest resources us as professionals have at our fingertips every single day. And it's absolutely free. You know what that is? YouTube.
That is so true. That you know, I didn't even think of
YouTube
that.
has
YouTube is
so
amazing.
much. You just type in a question,
Yep.
and you have all this stuff right there. People sharing stories, sharing ideas. You may not find it, and that's what made us want to create this channel.
Yes.
We wanted to be a resource for small businesses, entrepreneurs, and just give them the guidance.
With that being said, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Real Business Roundtable. We really appreciate you watching, viewing, subscribing, liking, commenting, turning on those post notifications so that you get notified every time we post a new video. Follow us on Instagram for any updates, clips, entertainment. DM us if you have any questions.
Or having any ideas.
Any ideas as well. Give us some more ideas. Oh, by the way, starting in later this year, beginning of next year, we're going to start doing some interviews. We're going to have people on, which I'm really excited for. I feel like that's going to really take this podcast to the next level. But until then, we're going to continue giving you great content, great value.
Awesome.
All right.
All right.
Peace out.